If you see these dogs in your front yard, just know upstairs I'm going hard. Bing bong.
My main bitch pressure, babe, you got to be special. Let baby left a letter, ask if we could last forever. How I'm supposed to get the message if you ain't come correctly? My love been deadly, I can't tell you where it's headed. And my heart been shredded, left the pieces on the shelf. I don't need nobody help, what's the reason why you left? I fuck up and lose your trust, you just gon' leave me by myself. Make mistakes and watch you suffer like I cheated on myself. Feel the pain and let the cusses like I'm bleeding on myself. And you let a nigga fuck so I can't see nobody else. It's kinda easy by myself, no I don't need nobody else. Every day wake up I pray, get on my knees, I need a blessing.
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So I have not been active on my YouTube channel at all. I would come and I would go, I would come and I would go, but now I'm ready to move on my life, really take this serious. It's just been a lot of emotions, a lot of different things going on, a lot of not knowing what's gonna happen next. So I just really been nervous and cautious and confused. But now I feel like I know what I really want. I know what I want to do. I don't feel like there'll be any more surprises, so we're just gonna jump straight into the video because I know people are like, oh, you talk too much, and you know you're gonna say, oh, I'm saying I just didn't expect to be doing this video now. I didn't know when I went to the video, but I feel like it's a good time for me to do the video.
Child. Anyway, so
on February 29th, 2020,
low-key fuck 2020.
Yes, 2 years ago, I was arrested in Houston. If y'all don't know, at the time I was living in Huntsville, Texas, which is like an hour and a half away from Houston, but I still would come to Houston like all the time. Y'all can see like my old life if y'all want to by watching my old vlogs and videos and stuff like that to see who I was, what I was doing. Anything you want to know, you can see my old videos. At the time of my arrest, I was a correctional officer at a Texas state prison in Huntsville. So that's kind of coming into play as well. So imagine being a correctional officer and getting arrested. And I had to go to work the next day. I worked night shift. This was my last day off before I had to go do my 4-day cycle at work. So I had to go to work the next day. Let me just tell y'all about the arrest, and then we'll get more into what happened before the arrest and what happened after the arrest. Or not really the arrest, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember the arrest. I didn't even know I was arrested. I know a lot of people are gonna comment and judge and say you shouldn't have been drinking or whatever y'all want to say. Keep y'all comments. I don't care what y'all gotta say. I really don't. I've never been a person to care what nobody had to say about what I did in my life. And I'm just gonna say this: the reason that the accident happened was not because I was drinking. It wasn't because I couldn't control my alcohol. That was not why I got into this accident. But again, this is all gonna come out during the story. So let's just start with the basics. February 29th, 2020, I was arrested downtown Houston. I woke up in jail.
I slipped something in our Jägermeister. What? I'm sorry, I fudged up, guys. You drugged me.
What day did I wake up? I woke up February 29th in jail on a cold cement floor. I'm just start from what happened, from what I remember at the time. I'm just gonna take y'all where I was at. I woke up in a jail cell, in an orange outfit on the floor, cold. I'm laying there and I'm confused. I'm not really saying anything. And then when I look over, I see a black, I guess you could say sergeant, not even a sergeant, more so like a lieutenant or something like that. Like she had a higher rank. It was a black lady and it was a black man. And she was yelling at the COs, like, why do y'all, a CO is a correctional officer. She's like, why do y'all have her in here on this floor? Like, why do y'all have her in this room on this floor? So I knew at the time that she was very concerned about me. So they're telling her what happened, whatever, and she just started asking me, like, are you okay? Like, you know, come here, like, you know, get up, I'm about to take you, you know, to the infirmary. So I start to get up, and that's when I realized that I can barely walk. Like, my legs are so sore, my body is so sore. I don't know what happened. So I'm like, I can't really walk. At this point I start crying, and I'm like, I can't walk. So she's helping me, and her and the man she was with, like, take me to the infirmary. They look at my leg, and they just put a band-aid on it, like, they cleaned it up or whatever. My knee, both of my knees were, like, really, really sore. So they put the band-aid on my knee, and she's like, you know, who are you? I'm just like, I'm telling her my name. I'm like, my name is Diamond. Like, I'm a correction officer. Like, I'm telling her that. I don't know why I felt like that was so important, that I was a correction officer, but maybe I'm thinking they'll take it easy on me. I don't know. So I really don't. Again, at this point in time, I don't know why I'm in jail. My nails are broke. All my nails are broke. Mind you, I did my nails probably 2 days before. My fingers are bleeding. Like, my nails are broke. Like, I'm like, I must have gotten into a fight, you know, not knowing. So she's like, you know, we about to draw your blood, or whatever. So I'm like, I don't want nobody drawing my blood. Like, I really don't want nobody drawing my blood. So they end up drawing the blood anyway, and I'm not gonna lie, I gave them a hard time because I didn't want nobody drawing my blood. Like, I didn't want no needle on my arm. I didn't want to do none of that. And I'm in there and I'm crying. One of the correction officers or police, whatever he is, he getting an attitude because I'm crying and I'm freaking out because I don't want nobody drawing my blood, because I don't know why they're drawing my blood. Mind you, this is before COVID. So I don't know. I'm not really thinking about COVID right now or anything like that. Nobody has on masks or anything like that. So I'm just freaking out, and like the white police officer, whatever he is, freaking out. Then it's another black police officer. I think he's like higher up in rank as well. And he's telling the white police officer, you know, you need to chill. Like, you know, just get out of here. Like, because the white police officer, he was like picking on me, basically. So after that, they end up asking me, do I want to go into a cell by myself away from general population, or do I want to go sit in general population? So I'm like, you know, I want to go sit in general population because I don't want to sit in a cell by myself. Like, you know, what am I going to do in there? I don't want to sit in there by myself. Even though I'm a correction officer, and people like, oh, if you're a correction officer, it's like very dangerous to be in jail. Like, people are going to fight you, da-da-da-da. Wasn't the case. But I'm not gonna lie, I didn't tell nobody in there that I was a correction officer. I just let people think what they wanted to think about me. So at this time, only thing I know is my name and my job career. That's all I know. I don't know nothing else really. My nails are broken. I'm thinking maybe I got into a fight. So I go and sit in like this waiting area. It's like the DPS, if you ask me, kind of area. And I'm waiting for them to like basically get my paperwork ready, see if I'm going to get on bail, like get a bail, like do I gotta get bail bond, go to court, and all the mug shots, everything, all this in the same room. And then it's like a different room that you gotta go to. So I'm sitting there and I just keep dozing off. At this point, I don't feel any emotion anymore. Like, I'm not sad, I'm not happy, I'm not nervous, I don't feel anything. Like, I'm numb. So I'm just laying there, like I got both my feet up in my chair, and I'm just laying there in my chair. The girls are in the front, guys are in the back. So I'm sitting there, and officer or correction officer tells me to come take my picture. So I go take my mug shot, and I smile at my mug shot. I ain't gonna lie, at this point I was high. Mind you, the night before I didn't drink. I mean, I did drink. I didn't smoke. I didn't pop a pill. I didn't pop any pills. Like, I just wasn't into that. So I was high. I take my mugshot, I'm smiling at my mugshot, and I'm like, you know, why am I here? He's like, it says like assault, so you probably got into a fight. So I'm like, okay. I was with this girl last night. It's not really a secret about who I was with, because she was in the vlog, like leading up to my birthday, leading up to this day. I was with Brooklyn, and I'm like, okay, maybe me and Brooklyn on the fight. But I wasn't tripping, because me and Brooklyn were never like, well, we used to be when we were younger, we were close, but at this point in time we were not that close. So I was like, okay, so what, I got into a fight where I don't care. Like, you know, that's how I felt about it. So I'm like, okay, let's stop. So then I had to retake my picture because my hair was like this in my picture. So he's like, you know, you gotta retake it. I'm like, okay, cool. So I retake my mugshot. I'm sitting in this chair, I'm dozing off, I'm falling asleep. yeah. So I finally wake up and I'm like kind of just up for a little minute. Mind you, the process is very, very long. I was in Harris County downtown. Sorry I keep saying this was 2 years ago, so give me a break. I did meet this girl. Her name was Muhammad. I wish I could have kept like contact with her. I think she's an Aquarius like me. I think. Like, I'm kind of like 85% sure she's an Aquarius. So me and her are talking. She told me the reason that she was in jail was because she had fell asleep on her way home, but she said she was drinking. Because here in Houston, if you sleep in a car, you get a DUI, driving under influence. So if you fall asleep in a car, you get a DUI. Like, if your car is on, you get a DUI. No matter if you put over the side of the road and you have the keys to ignition, the car is on, you're getting a DUI whether you're drunk or not. So be careful with that. Anyway, I met her. She was real nice. We were talking. I had realized at this point that they took out my nipple rings. They took out my top belly ring. They took out all my ear piercings. Mind you, when they did that, I was unconscious. I don't remember any of that. So it's kind of like, take it how you want to take it. I feel like I was assaulted because why are you touching my nipples when I'm unconscious?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's kind of like sexual assault, if you ask me. It's not as serious as other ways of sexual assault, but if anyone's touching me inappropriately when I'm unconscious, it's assault. Like, what else can I say? So after that happened, well, not after that happened, but I was talking to Muhammad. I think that was her name. I'm pretty sure that was her last name. She was black, but her last name was Muhammad. Like, that's not uncommon. So then we're sitting there, and this one girl comes up to me, and she's like probably late 20s, and she was like, yeah, like I seen when you came in here last night or whatever, your outfit was cute, whatever, because I had on club clothes. So she was like, yeah, basically I asked her what happened. She was like, she reminded me of Tasty kind of from Orange is the New Black, not based on how she acted, but how she looked. And she important because I'm bringing her back up into the story. So she was like, she's in there because her and her baby daddy was fighting. Girl, mind you, she had on like I think she had on like a nightgown. And like her hair was all over her head. Like her hair wasn't done. So she's like, she was in the middle of her hair. Her baby daddy popped up. And the police came. They was fighting. And she had a knife in her hand. The police was like, drop the knife. And she threw the knife at her baby daddy. So that's why she's in jail. They arrested her because of that. So after I met them two, I meet this other lady, and this is kind of a sad story. What I'm about to tell y'all about this lady. So this lady was a drug addict. She was on drugs, like really, really bad. Like she was scabby, like all over the face. If y'all know anything about drugs and stuff, y'all know that some people who do like a certain drug or whatever certain drugs it is, it makes you like get scabs like on your body. So she's like picking at her face, and she started talking to us, and mind you, just for COVID, so I wasn't like, ooh, you know. So she was telling us that her daughter goes to college in New York, and she was saying like, I always make sure that I give my daughter money to go to school. So she wasn't like a bad mom or anything like that. And she was saying that the reason that she got on drugs was because her husband had tortured her. Like, he put her in a basement and like tied her up and was giving her drugs to the point where she was going to become addicted to these drugs. Like, just messing her up, beating her and giving her drugs, like, to get her addicted. Like, why would you think it's okay to get someone addicted to drugs that bad? Like, or even who does something like that? Like, it was scary. And she did give us more detail, but I'm not really going to detail because it's not her story time, it's my story time. But it's just like, it was kind of messed up to see like the situation she was in. And it's like, that's why you can't really judge people based off of where they're going through or how they look. Because like, just looking at her, you probably, oh, she just do drugs. But the whole time, this lady wasn't always on drugs. Somebody literally tortured her and then injected her with the drugs to the point where her body is going to be addicted to this, and she's going to have to fight this for her whole life. While she's still making sure that she's taking her daughter, sending her daughter money for her daughter, so while her daughter's in school. Like, I really hope that this lady is doing better now. Like, it's been 2 years. I really hope she's doing better. I wouldn't know, but yeah. So we had like lunch or whatever. We had cookies, a sandwich, and like a water, some like chips and a water. So they get like Lay's chips or something. So I had the chips, and then the cookies was like basically like vanilla Oreos, and the sandwich. So it wasn't that bad, but she was like, the lady was asking everybody for their cookies and stuff, so I let her have my cookies. After that, I was able to go talk to somebody who tells you about your bail or whatever the case may be. So I go up there, and they also tell you about the case. You get to read over the police report. So when I read the police report, it was saying that I was leaving the club that I was leaving. It told me where it happened. It said that the police put me in one car, then put me into another car, which was confusing to me because why is the police putting me in different cars? Like, that was kind of weird to me because I was in a car with two male police, and then they put me in a car with one male police. And I don't know what happened. So, mind you, I don't remember getting arrested at all. So it's just like, yeah, I was arrested, but I don't remember being arrested. So basically, this is just telling me about my first day in jail. So I was reading all that. I want some more detail later on about what the report said, but let's just say that the report that I read at this moment, I asked for a copy. They couldn't give me a copy. It's not the same report that was presented to me after I got out of jail when I met with my lawyer. So when I'm talking to the guy, he's like, you know, your bail is like $250,000. So I would basically have to pay $25,000 or whatever to a bail bond or whatever it was. It was kind of high. So I'm like, okay, you know. So I'm like, dang, that means I need to call somebody. Like, I've been sitting here and I haven't called nobody. So I was asking Muhammad, like, hey, how do I use this phone? She's like, you know, just dial it. Like, the number's free. The first call's free. As long as it's in Texas, like, it's free. So my mom at the time, she had a different phone number. That she didn't have the same phone number when I was little. So I didn't really remember her number that well. But my dad had the same phone number that he's had my whole life. And my dad lives in Michigan. So it would be long distance. But you get to say your name so they're going to know who it is when you call him. Let me check the time. So my I'm dialing number. I'm like 810. And I put the numbers, but it's not my dad's number. Like, I couldn't remember the last 4 digits of my dad's number, or like I couldn't remember the first 3 because the third number, his number, I'm thinking, is it a 6? Like, I keep putting 6, but it's not a 6. So I couldn't remember. And this is where when I realized like something is really not right. I wake up, I'm high, I don't remember nothing. I don't remember how I got here. I don't remember my dad's phone number that he has my whole life. No matter how drunk you are, if you wake up, you're going to remember your phone passcode, or you're going to remember a phone number that you've known your whole life. You're not going to just be out of there like that. So I'm like, I can't remember my dad's number. I can't remember my dad's number. So I'm like, okay, let me just... Y'all, my camera had overheated, but tell me which quality y'all like better, because this is my new phone, so it might be better than my camera, because that camera old. Okay, let's get back into it. So I couldn't remember my dad's phone number. I finally remember my dad's number, and I called him. I let him know, like, hey, I'm in jail. At this point, I've been in jail for probably 12 hours. Because I got to jail probably like 2, 3 in the morning. Probably 3. And at this time, it's like 2, 3 in the afternoon. So I called my dad. He's like, okay, like, I know that you're in jail, da-da-da-da. You know, your mom had called Merk. Merk is my brother. And then, like, my brother called him or whatever. I don't remember who called who, but my dad knew that I was in jail, and he was like, you know, I'm trying to find you, like, the bail's bombing, whatever case may be, keep me updated. So I remember my brother's phone number, and like I said, at this point, my memory is coming back about stuff. Like, I'm trying different numbers, and like I said, my daddy had this number my whole life. So over time, my brain is starting to work. I'm starting to get my memory back. As far as my long-term memory, not so much short-term. I can't really remember anything from the night before, like I said. So I called my brother. He's like, I know, like, I'm waiting outside for you. I'm not going to leave or anything like that. You know, I'm going to give you something to eat, and I'm just going to wait outside for you. If you've ever been to jail, if you've ever been in Harris County, the processing time is 24 hours flat. Like, if you get in at 3 a.m., you getting out at 3 a.m. the next day. So after that, I got the phone. I'm talking to, like, the girl Muhammad, whatever. She's telling me like, you know, this is my first time I've been in jail, whatever, but I'm not doing it no more. Like, she's like, you know, I really learned my lesson, I'm not doing it no more. And I'm just telling her like, I was feeling so weird and whatever. She's like, yeah, like you was high, like you was like high as hell. And I'm just like, I didn't do no drugs though. She was like, it seemed like somebody probably popped a Xan in your drink.
But it wasn't ecstasy, Alan, it was roofies.
So I'm like, I don't know, because I've never been on a Xanax before. I've never done nothing like that. So I don't know how I would react. That's why it's like very important to be very careful when you go to the club. I don't care who you're with at the club. Mind you, I was in a section. I don't know if the bottle girl put something in my drink, because the guy who is like the owner of the group or whatever, he knows her. So I don't know if she put something in my drink, but I know that somebody put something in my drink and I didn't pop no pills. That's what I know. So after that, as I'm talking to Muhammad, they call my name to come to the court. So during court, like the judge comes on like a camera, like a video. Again, this is before COVID, so I don't know why she couldn't just come to court. I don't know if this probably was my actual judge too. But they come on a camera and they tell you like, if you're gonna have to stay in jail, they're gonna give you a bail, whatever the case may be. So I went in the courtroom and I sat down and I didn't have to see the judge. This lady calls me into like this office and she was like, sign this paper here, you're getting a PR bond. PR bond means I don't owe no money. So this is the only time that Harris County I don't want to say the word because my family watched my channel, but this is the first time they didn't screw me over. That's all I'm gonna say. This is the first time when I was like, okay, they're kind of cool. But again, at this point, I still didn't really know why I was in jail. Like, I didn't know the full exact reason why I was in jail because I don't know what happened. I'm thinking I got into a fight till I go read this police report and it's saying I got into a car accident. So the lady's like, sign this, you get a PR bond, like you get to go home. So the girl who stabbed her boyfriend, the one who like Tasty, who stabbed her, well, threw the knife at her boyfriend, she was telling me, like before, because me and her went in together. Let me just tell y'all what she was telling me. Like, oh, I told her, like, yeah, they said I got in a car accident. Like, I'm telling her what they telling me that happened. I'm going to tell y'all what really happened in the story. So it don't really matter what this police report is saying. I'm going to tell y'all what really happened. So she was like, yeah, you probably not going to go home. Like, you probably going to stay in jail. Like, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, I thought she was like a stripper and whatever. And I'm like, like, she's like, so what do you do? And I'm just like, you know, I'm just a college student. Like, I just like, you know, I just pay my bills, make sure everything's good. Like, basically, like, I got a sugar daddy, but I didn't really say I had a job. I'm just like, I just make sure I'm straight. Because I didn't want people knowing I was a correction officer. That ain't nobody business. The whole time, ain't nobody know that I was a correction officer. So anyway, back to the thing. She said, I'm going to jail. I'm not going home. We in there, and they was like, they told me to sign that, whatever. Then when I went and sat down, I was listening to the judge tell her what she did. Like, you threw the knife at your baby daddy, blah, blah, blah. You not finna go home. Like, I'm not giving you no bail. Like, none of that. Like, you gotta stay here. Oh, how the tables have turned. Like, she said I can go home with my PR bond. I can go home for free. You gotta stay here. You should just not say nothing. So we got there. She crying and stuff. And like, Muhammad and the lady with the scabs on her face. I don't know to really call her. Who does she remind me of? Maybe like, I can't really think of it, but she not really gonna come back into the story that much anyway. Like, she's around, but she wasn't really that much into the story. Like, I don't know, it was kind of like us three hanging out, well, four, but she not gonna really come back in the story. Nobody's really gonna come back in the story except for probably Muhammad. So Tasty, she's like crying, and Muhammad asked me like, what's wrong? And I was like, they said she not going home. She was like, dang. So then we go to the next step. Like, so it's another process. It's like 3 processes, or probably 4 if you count the first time you walk in, but I don't remember that process. So from the DPS looking area, we go to another area. It's a smaller area. I don't know how to explain it, but then we go over there. Mind you, if you gotta go to the bathroom, like, they had like different bathrooms and stuff. Like, it wasn't like that scary. I'm gonna just say it wasn't scary. So if you scared to go to jail, I mean, don't go to jail. But I wasn't in jail. I was kind of like in holding, like, process. I was in processing. I wasn't in jail. Like, I didn't have handcuffs on me or none of that. But I had on this orange jumpsuit and I had on these orange slides because I didn't have my shoes on. Because I had on heels. Everybody else had on like their own shoes, their own clothes. But my stuff was too revealing. And it's like inmates around. So, yeah. After that, we go to this other processing area. Nothing really happened. The girl who was watching us was like on her phone. Whatever. We in there chilling. Me and Muhammad talking. She on the phone. Whatever. So after that, we go to the last process, and this is like the longest process. They giving you your stuff back. The inmates was like making sure I was okay. There's like, you need anything, like whatever. And then one of the inmates, it was funny to me because he was like, yeah, don't come back here. And it's like, being a correction officer at the time and an inmate telling me not to come back is kind of like, oh, how the tables have turned. I think I'll put that in my title. I was arrested. Oh, how the tables have turned. Something like that. I don't know. But I was arrested. That's the point of the story. Back to what I was saying. So I'm waiting to get out. I'm going to just say the COs was very rude. That's my thing. I was a CO and I was never rude to inmates. But they little attitudes, they think they can talk to people however they want to talk to them and all that. I'm just like... And mind you, I asked, can I call at my work? Like, can I call my job? I don't know how that was gonna work. But they was like, no. Like, I was like, can you look up the number? She was like, no. Like, girl, whatever. Because I didn't want to get in trouble. I was just gonna tell them, like, I'm in jail, but yeah, like, you can go to jail when you're a correction officer, but you gotta get that taken care of before you come back to work. And I thought this was gonna be getting taken care of pretty quick. This case wasn't taken care of until October 2021. So it took over a year to handle this case because of COVID and because they didn't have no evidence. I'm gonna just say that. But we're gonna get into that in a different part. So after I go down to this third part, we got on the elevator. The CO took us down there. And you gotta wait for them to call your name so they come get your stuff. So I go there to get my stuff. Y'all, in the bag was one shoe and my piercings. Was no ID, wasn't no cell phone, was no car keys, nothing. Just a shoe and some earrings. I asked the guy, I said, where's my stuff at? He said, this all you came with. I said, where are my other shoes? He's like, I don't know. This is what you came with. I said, okay, so where did I get my car? He said, where you gonna go to the impound lot to get your car? I'm like, okay. He's like, all your stuff should be in your car. I said, okay. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm finna leave. My brother gonna pick me up. We're gonna go straight to the impound lot. I'm gonna get my car. We're gonna be good. All my stuff is in my car. My cell phone's in my car. My ID, my purse, everything is in my car. So we're gonna be good, right? Okay. So now it's time to leave. Muhammad leaves probably 5 minutes for me. Like, you get, like, they take your wristband off or something like that, and you get to leave out. So we all leaving out. Everybody saying bye. This is the last time I ever seen Muhammad. Like, I moved to Houston and I still have never seen her again. I don't know. I don't remember her first name. I didn't get her Snapchat or nothing. But yeah. So we end up going outside and I'm like, dang, how am I gonna call my brother? But I got out there and I see my brother's car sitting right there. So I get in the car and, you know, I'm kind of emotional because I'm in trouble. My brother had to come save me. I know he had no problem with coming to save me, but at this point, I realized that this didn't only affect me, it affected my whole family. Okay. Whew. Okay, so I get in the car. Whew. And I'm like, you know, I need to call my job and tell them, like, I'm not going to be there today. So I call my sergeant, not sergeant, lieutenant. And I told him, hey, like, I got into a really bad car accident. I'm not going to be there. He was like, okay, like, you know, whatever. I don't know if they knew right away. I don't think he knew yet, but yeah. That was the last time I had to call into work because after that, I never went back again. And we're going to get into that. So, my brother takes me to the impound lot to get my car. And they're like, you need an ID. And I'm like, I don't have ID. Like, I have this. They give you a temporary ID when you get out of jail. Like a paper that says your name and all this stuff. She's like, that's not going to work. You need an ID. So I'm like, well, can I at least, like, go to my car and get my keys out? Or get some, I need to get something on my car. So she's like, okay. I go to my car. I'm looking for everything. I'm looking for my phone. I don't see my phone. I don't see nothing. Mind you, this lady's being very rude, and she's talking about how I went to jail and that's why I went to jail. Mind you, all I wanted to do, because she's like, you can't take nothing out that car. Like, the car is totaled and you can't take it off the lot anyway. Like, she's saying my car is totaled and I can't take it anywhere. And I couldn't get nothing out the car without my ID. That's what she was saying. So I'm like, it's totaled. Like, she's like, yeah, you can't drive the car. Like, you have to tell your insurance company to come get your car. Because it's totaled. Like, totaled out. You can't drive it. So at that point, my heart is crushed. And I look at my car and I can't find my phone. I can't find my ID. I can't find nothing. The police towed my car up. I guess they was looking for my ID because I come to find out my purse was lost. So they towed my car up looking for my ID, I guess. Or maybe they was looking for drugs. I don't know. But nowhere did they note that I was high. But they did say it looked like I was under the influence of something more than alcohol. But nobody looked into it at all. Weird, right? If a police officer says it looks like I'm under the influence of more than alcohol, don't you think you should do a drug test? Don't you think you should try to figure out what's wrong with me if I don't do drugs? But no, they didn't even do that. Anyway, the lady's being rude. So I'm like, girl, like saying how I'm a criminal and how that's why I went to jail. I deserve to be in jail, da, da, da. All this stuff. Not knowing that, like, girl, not knowing who I was or what I had before all this happened. So from that perspective, well, from that moment, I see how people look at people who do crimes, people who are felons and all that. I've never ever looked down on nobody because of a crime that they committed or whatever they did. I've never looked down on somebody because they've been in jail, because it don't matter if somebody's been in jail. You don't know what they got. They could still have more than you have in your life. They could have a lot more. They could have people who love them more than people love you. You probably don't have nobody who love you. You probably don't even have nowhere to lay your head at night. But you talking all this junk about somebody because they made a mistake and went to jail. Sometimes stuff just happens. Like, it ain't even that you made a mistake. Sometimes people out here getting how they live. But you can't judge people because they went to jail. Like, I don't get it. Like, you still sitting behind this thing and you're still ugly. Like, I should really go up there. I'm not but it's just like, don't do that. Trying to belittle somebody because of the situation you're in. How about you sit here and do your job? Just do your job. I didn't ask for all the insults. Because really, if I hadn't already been to jail the night before, I would have smacked her to go to jail for the first time. But I already had been to jail the first time and I wasn't going back to jail. So after that, she doing all that. My brother's like, we just, because she wouldn't get my keys, but she let me get my house key off of my keys or whatever. So I ended up just like, it was late. It was like 4 in the morning at this point. So my brother just like, we're just going to go home. I went to my mom's house because my dog was at my mom's house. We'll get more into why my dog was there, whatever. But yeah, I went back to my mom's house. I laid on the couch. I was able to get some sleep. The drugs wasn't in my system anymore. Like, I didn't feel high or anything. My brother did. I think I did get something to eat. But yeah, let's see. Yeah. I'm just looking at my notes. Oh, my mom. People are like, where was your mom at? Why did you have to call her dad? Da, da, da. Where's your mom? My mom was in Michigan at the time. So the only person here was my brother. Good thing my brother was here. But my dad lives in Michigan and my mom was visiting Michigan at the time. So my mom was not here. My mom was like really, really worried about me. I think she's the one that actually called my brother because somebody called her. But the thing is, that's not the only person they called. They called my old roommate. If y'all know Kaylin or like KP, I think I call her KP in my videos from my college vlogs. They call her or text her and tell her that I was in jail, the Bells people. How did y'all even get her number? How do y'all know I know her? Why would y'all calling my old roommate, tell her I'm in jail? But she did text me and ask me, like, was I okay? But we're going to get into that because at this point, I still don't have my phone. I still don't have my ID and I haven't been back to my apartment yet. That's just like, I was arrested. So the next part, we're going to talk about my first day out of jail. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all stay tuned for the next video. Make sure y'all give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you've ever been to jail. Comment what you would have done if you was arrested in this situation. I don't know what you can really do in the situation because nothing really happened yet. But yeah, make sure I got your notifications on so you can get notified when I post part 2. This story is just gonna get more confusing and more crazy. It's not only confusing for you. Imagine being in the situation. It's gonna get, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna get emotional. I am gonna talk about stuff like suicide, depression. I'm gonna really get all into that, so make sure y'all stay tuned. And I'm also I'm gonna tell y'all why I got arrested. I'm gonna tell y'all what really happened, but we just gotta, I can't sit here and make a whole hour video. I can't do that to y'all. So yeah, if y'all enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can see when I'm posting my next video. You can see my day-to-day life if you want to see how I'm living right now, how I'm doing right now. Watch, like, follow my Instagram, Diamond Monae. It's down in the bio. But yeah, I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.